YouTube. Woof. I walked right into that, son. YouTube, Stan, back with another video. There'll be a follow-up video to this, doing 2 videos in one day, so check that out. This video is about the Camaro. I kind of started without showing you guys because I was pretty excited about it and I wanted to get it going. Really, today's Sunday. Sunday is usually the only day I really have to get all the maintenance and things I want to do. Plus, we're rolling into the build of the car. So it's a day I only have time to come over here and do all this. So let's go ahead and get into it. No need to talk. Alright guys, so I swing around and I show you the suspension. So basically what I'm doing, probably by the title will tell you, is like I said, I already started on this project, unfortunately, but I have the BMR. This one is the BMR swaybar end links. I think it's isolated to 16 and 17 Camaros. It was fixed later on, but these end links, especially these nuts, have a tendency to back out and cause a noise. Mainly cause a noise, not necessarily just back out. So my car had that issue. Eventually I remedied it, but in the process, like you can see this sway bar, this end link is just like a piece of steel with some ends welded on it. So I'm sure it flexes a little bit if you're really trying. Now this bad boy right here, it's twice as thick, especially at the ends. It's probably like 2 1/4 times as thick as what it was. Plus these ends are adjustable. Not that I really needed the adjusted. I'm gonna make them stock length, but it's nice to have that if you want that. I'm gonna be doing this, and I'm gonna be doing this BMR chassis end mounts or chassis connection braces that I have in one of these boxes over here. Look at the LT1 just waiting. Pistons just waiting to make some horsepower. We got to get that thing worked on. Just waiting on my buddy Hunter at American Speed Shop to be ready for me to bring it up there. As you can see, the car's doing a mean 60 foot. Got that front end coming off the ground. Show you guys. Got it all jacked up. Almost done with this side, then I'm going to go to the other side, finish that up. I'll explain more on the other side, mainly because I practice on this side. So I'll be a little bit quicker finishing and explaining at the same time, and then we'll put it back on the ground. We'll work on the back, and that'll be the video for this one. Alright, so the instructions, I'll open them up. The instructions for this whole deal are pretty straightforward. I'm not really going to give you guys a tutorial on this because, like I said, it's very straightforward. It's pretty simple. It's 2 bolts on each end, or each individual end. It's very easy to do. The biggest thing is you got to have a floor jack, especially for the Camaros. You got to have the right one to get under it. Jack stands so you don't crush yourself. Be able to get your wheels and tires off, and have the appropriate. The biggest thing is I will give you this little giblet, because I struggled with it when I was maintaining the end link before I decided to do all this. And of course I dropped the socket in between. Come on. Alright, so to get the end link off. Alright guys, so before I get too deep into this video, one thing I wanted to let you know. This is the GM end link. In the video I talk about how you need a T45 bit to get into the inside of these end links. I explain why you don't need that at all, but let's say you don't have the pliers that I tell you need to have. Do not use the bit that I told you. I say you need a T45 for this. You do not. You will destroy the end like I have here. You need a H6 hex bit. Luckily this end I saved. You need a H6 hex bit. Keep that in mind. I don't want you guys tearing up your car. Luckily I caught it before things got really bad. H6 That is the size socket you need to get this done, plus the 18mm wrench to get this nut off. Like I said, there is a better way to do it by grabbing onto this with some vice pliers. That's really the best way so you don't tear this end up. But if you have to, the H6 is the way to go. We need this T40. Come on. Which it's right here, not the socket, the end of the nut. You hold that. To get it really good, I bought this just for this one job before, like I said, I did all this. It's short 18mm wrench. It works, as you can see. That's what you need, because what you're gonna use it for is you would grab the end link like that right there, put it right there. You would then take your T40 bit, stick it in the end of the end link, and you can use the impact to get it off that way if you have this. Otherwise, I really don't know. I didn't really try to figure out if there's another way to do it. I just followed the rules of the way of life. But I'm gonna put this side back together because, like I said, I've already got started here. Everything that I just talked about, I will show you guys on the other side, just to kind of make it make sense for you. I just want to explain that. I'll see if I can set up a camera really quick, and then I'll go from there. Alright guys, so like I said, we're taking the sway bar end link off. I already finished the driver's side. I'm going to kind of try my best to give you, this video is going to be pretty quick, but I'm going to try my best to explain what's going on. So you got the end link on there. If I bring the light to the other side, you can see the Allen head T40 that you got to use. Same thing down there where it connects to the actual sway bar. We have to get in there. So I guess I'll take this top one off. It's fairly simple, and then we'll do the bottom one, which is a little bit more difficult. So give me 1 second. Alright, so like I said, I like to use this little short 18mm wrench. The longer one will hit up in here. What you're gonna do is when you start impacting it, obviously it'll catch on one of these ends of the ear, and you won't really have to hold it. So, wow, what the heck? Oh, wrong one. Get the actual T40 that I need. That was embarrassing. Get your impact in there, and give me 1 second, it's gonna be pretty loud. Alright guys, so I did tell you the proper way to take this socket or all this assembly off, but the way I had to do it wasn't completely proper, mainly because, like I told you, this side right here is where I had the issues with the link backing off, the bolt backing off of the link. So I had some Loctite on it. Well, I've impacted that T40 end quite a few times. It was about ready to round itself off. This is another reason why I'm glad I'm doing this. But it was about ready to round itself off. So what I did is I grabbed my crimp pliers on the back side of it. I used the link that I'd already taken off, which is over there, to get the size right on it. Snapped it on here, put my impact to this end on the socket, and it came right off. That's honestly going to be the easiest way, and I'm going to do the bottom one like that. Well, the bottom one, I'm going to do it like that too, but it'll be a little bit different. But like I said, get you some grip pliers. They got to be thin, like a needle nose style. If you have a thin set of pipe wrench type style, that'd work too. Well, not necessarily pipe wrench. What am I trying to think? I don't know. I'm kind of out of sorts right now. But something like that. Lock it down on the back side of the link. I'll show you what I mean. So essentially, your little bracket is in between here, right? You're going to take these pliers, and like I said, you get on there, lock them down real good. Then you get your 19mm socket, put the impact on it, it's coming right off. I mean, if you had a wrench too, that would work. Like if you had a ratchet wrench, that would work too if you don't have an impact. The DeWalt's will probably be strong enough. I got that snap-on one, which is pretty nasty. It's pretty aggressive, but goodness gracious, I can't even get that off. But that was what I would suggest. Like I said, you do need the T45 Allen bit, but like I said, in my situation, I could already tell that was about to round off. I didn't want to deal with that, and then discovered this alternative. So if you learn anything from this video, do it that way. Let me take the rest of this link off because, well, let me get set up, then I'll show you the bottom side. Alright, so I got everything set up. Whew, it's tight in here. So, like I said, you take your crimp vice grip pliers, and I put them, like I showed you, in between that part of the link. I take my 18, luckily I have the ratchet style wrench, and you're going to grab the vise down here with one hand and then ratchet it off with the other hand. It'll come right off. Because really, on the other side, I was trying to get the T45 back. So you put it in, or let me see if I can show you. Hold on, guys. Where is it? Here we go. So what I was doing was trying to get it back inside here. I had this little ratchet or socket that I was sticking in between and then holding the nut with the 18. Let me see if I can show you really quick. Oh goodness, my knees. All right, so it's pretty complicated the way I was doing it. I'm glad I discovered this. I was taking the T45 like this. I would have to have it so this would lock, this ratchet, I'd have it so that would lock onto this, the lower control arm. Then I'd take the 18 and pull on the nut like that, and it would work. But that was, it was very difficult because this would want to back out and things like that. So like I said, you take the 18, stick it on there, and you're good to go. That's the best way to do it, guys. That's really what you really need to know. Oh, let me get out of here. Oh, my knees. Oh. Whew. I gotta walk around for a second. So what I just showed you is really what you need to know if you take anything from this video. Is how to get to that lower side of the link. The rest of it, going back together, is going to be pretty easy. I'll show you that in a second. Camera is blacked out like crazy. I look like a silhouette. Whew, there it is. Knees feel better now. One thing, where are they at? There's one thing I want to show you guys. I am putting Loctite on all of this. Like I said, I already know this car has a tendency to cause things to, the links to do with, not, for them to do what they're not supposed to do. So I'm getting ahead of the game with that. One thing, I don't know, the other ones are pulled out, but I'm doing with mine that somebody might scream bloody murder about, that they probably don't suggest, but it's okay, is, what the heck, I am taking these washers. So they give you this big washer, make it so you can see it. They give you this big washer. I'm putting it on, so when I put the link on, I'm putting it to the bolt side. But this little head that's right there is kind of small to me. Now it's good to hold on to, it's good to grip on with that vice pliers. Very, very good for that. I enjoy that. But it's not very much, hopefully you can see it, it's not very much surface area to contact with the ear. So what I do is I slap this washer, it's hard to do this with one hand. I slap it on the end in between the ear and that little, I don't know, flange area. And so let me just turn this around. Boom. All right, so I slap it in between here. Obviously it goes around. I guess I could tell you what size washers these are, just in case anyone wants to get them. I just bought them, so I actually know what they are. I didn't just scrounge them up. They are 7/16 flash washers. Jeez, my dormant. So there you go. Those are the washers. Like I said, it might not be the best way to do it. It might not be perfect, but it works for me. All right, so next step is you're gonna adjust your length to length with the stock one. Make sure you get it dialed in, tighten everything up, and then you're good to go. You slap it back in. So I'll do that. I already got the GoPro time lapse going. So let me finish up in here and I'll give you a few more tips and then we'll be done. Alright, let me shed some light on the situation. Boom. The link is in. Like I said, you just reverse the steps you did to get the original one off. Like I said, the vice grip in is the best. You're just going to tighten up your locking, because you see how mine's loose. Tighten that all up to make sure everything doesn't move, everything's set. You're good to go. That's it. That's literally all you have to do. Pretty easy job. And I'm gonna get on this rear chassis cradle. That should be fairly simple, and then we'll finish the video. It's holding these turns beautifully. Oh, woo! That felt just as good as the last time, though. It wasn't quite as fast, but the feeling, the confidence right there was beautiful. All right, let me go